Australia is a terrible place to be if you want to grow as a man, and I'm going to tell you 5 reasons why right now. Number 1, Australia is too comfortable. Australia has a really, really high quality of life, and you might be thinking, well, isn't that a good thing? If you're a man that wants to grow, no, it's not, and I'll tell you why right now. I've been to over 30 countries in my life, and I'll tell you right now that Australia just does not have that hustle. It does not have that mindset where you can go and you can make a man of yourself in that country. Australian people are very relaxed and laid back, and that's because it's so comfortable there. Comfort is the number 1 enemy of growth. I've said it before. If you want to grow as a man, you cannot be around a society of people that are too comfortable, of people that don't want to grow, people that don't want to push themselves to get better. And that leads me on to point 2, tall poppy syndrome. Tall poppy syndrome is when people who are successful or who are trying to be successful are cut down in society because they are seen as trying too hard. They are seen as, trying to show off, trying to, be above everyone. Hence the name Tall Poppy. And they have to be cut down to be on the level with everyone else. This is rampant in Australia. Australians don't like when you are openly trying, when you're openly successful, when you're openly showing off that things that you've earned, achievements that you've earned. Australian people do not like it. The people there will try and cut you down, whether it be publicly or behind your back, when it comes to trying, when it comes to actually going out there and putting yourself out there and trying to be successful. It's not cool to try and be successful in Australia, and that's just part of the culture. This doesn't encourage ambition, and it makes it a really difficult place to put yourself out there and go and work harder than everyone else publicly. Point 3, you can't save money in Australia. Taxes in Australia are just insane, absolutely ridiculous. And you're paying for bullshit too. Your taxpayer money is going to bludgers on the dole. It's being sent for wars overseas that you have no involvement in. Sure, there's decent public health care and all that, but is it really worth 50% of your income? Near to 50%? That's half of every dollar you earn is going to the government. That didn't work for me, so I went somewhere with a much more favourable tax rate because I want to get rich. Australia is also just expensive in general, and property prices are just absolutely insane. And if you want to get rich, that's a tough place to do it. Number 4, tyrannical government. If you don't think the Australian government is tyrannical, then may I just remind you of what happened during COVID? I personally, in COVID, refused to get vaccinated, and I never got vaccinated. And I was treated like some sort of criminal, like I wanted my entire family to die, and I wanted the entire collapse of society, and that I was some right-wing extremist. I only see things getting worse when it comes to the government in Australia. I don't see any improvement, and that's a big concern for me. So that's one of the biggest reasons that I got out of Australia. Number 5, left-leaning society. The society in Australia is just abysmal at the moment. If you're a man with any ounce of testosterone in your body, you have certain beliefs, and you believe that men should have certain characteristics and traits when it comes to being a man. Many of those beliefs are now being policed in Australia, and it's turning into an extremely femme-centric society. If you have certain beliefs that aren't even that extreme, that lean towards the right, even just a little bit, you're at risk of losing your job. You're at risk of being dragged publicly through the media. For me, I prefer to live in a least femme-centric society as possible. And that's why I got out of Australia. Australia is a beautiful country. I love it there. I love the people there. But if you want to grow as a man and if you want to make something of yourself, Australia is not the place to start out. Sure, maybe later on when you've made some money and you want to go back and raise a family, Australia could be great for that. But personally, if you want to grow as a man, you cannot do it in Australia, and that's why.